People say never ignore someone asking for help. But that night, not stopping, was the only reason we survived. On a lonely mountain road, in the middle of a storm, we saw a woman asking for help. We didn't stop, and that decision saved our lives. My name is Oliver. This incident happened to me 2 years ago. I had been thinking for a long time about sharing it, but honestly, whenever I remember it, a chill runs through my body. I had heard many strange stories in my life, but I always thought people exaggerate things. My friends and I had been planning a trip for quite some time. We decided to go to a hill station for a day because such places are peaceful. We planned to leave before evening, but we got late. We left around 5 p.m. Traveling in mountainous areas at night can be dangerous. We were joking, laughing, enjoying the ride, but as soon as we reached the hills, the noise of the city faded away. We stopped on the way, had some beer, some snacks, and just like that, more time passed. I told them, "Hurry up, it's getting late." But David said, "Relax, it's not even night yet. We'll reach soon." The truth was, we were relying only on Google Maps, and sometimes that kind of confidence becomes dangerous. Some roads are deserted even during the day. At night, they become something else entirely. As we drove higher into the mountains, the weather began to change. Clouds gathered, cold wind started blowing, and darkness spread quickly. In cities, night falls slowly, but in the mountains, it comes all at once. Tall trees on one side, deep valleys behind us, a narrow road ahead. We were playing music softly, but inside, there was a strange uneasiness. After some time, we lost mobile network. Billy laughed and said, "Perfect. This was the only thing left." But now, the road was narrower. One side, mountain, the other, a deep valley and a dense forest. Then it started raining. Within moments, the rain became heavy. The car slowed down, and for the first time, I felt we should have stopped somewhere earlier. Suddenly, Billy shouted, "Hey, look there!" Ahead, in the rain, a woman was standing, wearing light, almost white clothes, completely soaked. But the strange thing was, she wasn't scared, not even a little. Anyone else locked in that situation would be terrified. But she slowly raised her hand, signaling us to stop. Lucas tried to stop the car, but I immediately said, "No, this could be a trap." As we passed by her, I saw her face. She was unbelievably beautiful, but instead of comfort, it made things worse. Her face had no fear, no panic, nothing. It was as if she already knew. We wouldn't stop. We drove past her, and suddenly, the car fell silent. After a few minutes, Billy said softly, "What if she really needed help?" I replied, "If she did, she would have tried to stop us. She would have been scared." But she wasn't. 5, maybe 7 minutes later, a loud rumbling sound came from the mountain. Billy shouted, "Landslide!" Before we could react, a massive rock hit the front of our car. For a moment, everything went blank. We managed to get out. Small rocks were still falling. While checking the car, I noticed something, movement in the forest. At first, I thought it was a branch, but then it started moving upward. I turned on my flashlight and froze. It was her, the same woman, standing there, hair stuck to her face. Billy panicked. "It's her! How did she get here?" As soon as I pointed the light at her face, she moved, not walked, not ran. She vanished into the forest at an impossible speed that was not human. I whispered, "This is not right." The car was badly damaged. Metal had bent into the tire. We couldn't drive. As we tried fixing it, a stone suddenly hit near us. We looked toward the forest and saw something white. Billy said, "She's following us." We rushed into the car, locked the doors. At first, silence, then a scratching sound from underneath the car, like something was crawling below us. Then suddenly, something jumped on the roof. No one moved. No one spoke. We could barely breathe. David whispered, "Maybe it's a monkey." But even he didn't believe it. The car started shaking slightly. Then, a slow, dragging sound from behind, like nails, scratching metal. Lucas tried to start the car, but it wouldn't move. Then came 3 knocks from the back. Lightning flashed, and for a split second, we saw it. A human-like figure standing behind the car, hands pressed on it. Our hearts were racing. Then suddenly, the car jerked forward. Someone, or something, was pushing it toward the valley. Again, a push. Lucas said, As soon as it pushes again, we all get out. I said, "It will be outside." Lucas replied, "If the car goes into the valley, we're dead. At least outside we can run." The decision could have been wrong, but staying inside wasn't safe either. We took whatever necessary things we could. David kept praying. Then we felt another push. Lucas shouted, "Run!" We opened the doors and ran. As soon as we got out, it felt like something that was behind the car ran away. We looked back and saw something white moving down toward the valley. Lucas said, "Leave the car and go." We locked the car doors and started running. We kept running, breathless, no one speaking. After some distance, the road turned, and we saw a faint light. When we got closer, we realized it wasn't a settlement, just a single hut. It had a small lawn and a dim light inside. At that moment, it felt like heaven. We knocked for a long time. Finally, a man came out. He looked at us carefully because we were soaked, dirty, and terrified. We told him our car had been damaged due to a landslide and asked if we could stay. He didn't invite us inside. Instead, he asked questions. Where the car was, how many we were. We didn't mention the woman. He said his family was inside and there wasn't space, but there was another house up the hill. He went inside, came out with a rifle, and walked with us. On the way, he asked, "Did you see anything on the road?" We went silent. Billy said, "What do you mean?" He said, "At night in these areas, there are spirits. They appear like they need help or walk alongside you. You should never stop." But we still didn't tell him what we saw. We asked him why he said that. He simply replied, "If you see anything at night, don't go near it." After walking a little further, we reached another house. He knocked on the door. An old man came out. They talked for a moment, and then the old man told us to follow him. He took us to a small hut a little away from his main house. It was an old structure. Inside, there was only a dim light bulb. There were no other buildings nearby, only forest everywhere. He said, "You can stay here for the night, leave in the morning." At that moment, we realized where we had ended up. There was nothing around us, just silence and darkness. We spread bedding on one side and lay down. The light in the room was so dim that we couldn't even see the whole room clearly. We decided, as soon as morning comes, we leave. After some time, the old man brought us food. Before leaving, he said something, "Keep the door closed and don't go outside." The way he said it made us even more uneasy. We locked the door, checked all the windows, made sure everything was shut, but sleep was impossible. We were just lying there, listening, feeling like something was still out there. Every time lightning struck, the outside flashed for a second, and then darkness again. At one moment, when lightning flashed, we saw a shadow outside the window. Lucas said, "Did you see that?" Everyone looked toward the window. Another flash of lightning, this time right next to the window. We saw a face, not clear, but close enough. Two hands pressed against the glass, trying to look inside. David shouted, "There's something outside." Darkness returned, but now we knew we were not alone. Something was outside, watching us. Then suddenly, we heard a push on the door, then again, harder, and then loud knocking. The entire room echoed. David started praying loudly. Then we heard it. A woman's voice, crying, sobbing. The sound was heartbreaking, but something felt wrong. Our minds stopped working. The knocking continued. Then stopped. Now, only the sound of rain remained. Lucas stood up and slowly walked toward the door. There was a small hole in the wood. I told him, "Don't," but he didn't stop. He looked outside and instantly stepped back. His face turned pale. He whispered, "She's outside." I asked, "How?" He said, "She's sitting right in front of the door, rocking back and forth." Our hands went cold. No one moved. No one went near the door again. It felt like something was circling the hut, jumping from one tree to another. Sometimes we felt something near the window. Sometimes the door would shake. Sometimes we heard tapping sounds. No one had the courage to even look up. We all sat, heads down, praying, waiting. The temperature in the room dropped. That night was the longest night of my life. Slowly, very slowly, the darkness outside started to fade. Morning was coming. Never before had morning felt so beautiful. We gathered our things and opened the door. Outside, on the ground, there were marks, clear marks, like someone had been sitting there. Handprints on the soil. We didn't waste a second. We rushed back to the car. When we reached it, we froze. The car was covered in scratches, deep, long, like claws. We quickly fixed the part where the metal was stuck in the tire and left that place. On the way back, no one spoke, no jokes, no laughter, just silence. Everyone lost in their own thoughts. Even today, I think about it. If we had stopped to help that woman, I wouldn't be here, telling you this story. If you enjoy dark horror stories like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next story might be even more terrifying.